Dr. Morris, each of our...
Well, I'm looking at papers, I'm looking at research, and I know for sure that there is actually no scientific proof in that.
What do you think about this?
How actually the jaw is functioning.
Should a doctor extract eights?
As an evidence-based doctor, you need to do that because they will look horrible.
Oh, who do you recommend?
I don't know how these guys are doing that, but it's really incredible.
No fear, right? Now you have no fear. Episodes usually includes a question from your colleague. Today we have a wonderful doctor, Anna Metravelli, and she has 2 questions, and I would like to show you the video so you could understand what questions are those.
Okay.
Please check.
მივესალმები ექიმ მარის, ძალიან საინტერესო იქნება მისი ინტერვიუს მოსმენა. მეც მაქვს 2 კითხვა მასთან. პირველი მაინტერესებს, როგორც ვიცი, ოქტომბრიდან Invisalign-მა შეცვალა კაპის მასალა, რა უპირატესობა აქვს მას და რას უნდა ველოდოთ ამისგან. და მეორე კითხვა მდგომარეობს, არსებობს ესეთი აპარატი ვიპრო, რომელიც როგორც იძახიან აჩქარებს მკურნალობის პროცესს, როდესაც პაციენტი მას იყენებს დღეში რამოდენიმე წუთი. მაინტერესებს თუ გამოუყენებია დოქტორ მარის ეს აპარატი და რამდენად ჩვენ შეგვიძლია ვურჩიოთ ჩვენს პაციენტებს. მადლობა დიდი.
Great.
So, the answer to question number 1 about the new materials. Invisalign changed the first material that was A630 in 2012, as I remember. It was just the beginning when I started to work with Invisalign. They changed it to SmartTrack, that is Invisalign patented material. And for now, as I know, they're still using it, and because of its properties. And if we talk about the future things, yes, as I know, and that it would be the
You know some things that we don't know.
It's not that. It's also available in open sources, but as we know that Invisalign acquired a company called Cubicure that is more specialized in 3D printing. That's why this Invisalign palatal expander is available now. But I think that also in near future that we will work maybe with a new material that be the same properties or even better that SmartTrack has now.
It means that the treatment will be faster, or do you have any?
I think it will be more predictable.
More predictable.
So if we talk about predictability, and you see that actually the material is responsible for that, that what we planned in the digital world is transferred to the real one. And I'm really looking forward to it, but for now, we're working with SmartTrack, and it shows good results. But I think that the difference is that if we think about the way how the aligners are now produced in this thermoform way, that first of all you need to have a cast, and you can vacuum press this SmartTrack material on it, and then you produce the aligner itself. But as we see in the future, this more direct printed aligners are, I think,
it's interesting.
In this case, yes,
it's interesting.
it is, but we will see. So,
looking forward.
I'm only looking forward for that. So, and the question number 2 about the vibrating devices and
Vipro,
or there was some difference, different devices else, but once again, looking at scientific papers, what we know about the vibrating devices, the effectiveness, and so that is not scientifically proven. That this vibrating device accelerates something, but we know that from the research that actual one procedure that can actually speed up treatment is called corticotomy. But sure, it is more aggressive one because this vibrating device, yes, it's easier to use. It's not invasive, but there is actually no scientific proof in that. So that's why I cannot say that it doesn't work, but I also can say it works exactly how it's prescribed. So,
because it's not, evidence-based.
Yeah, it's not evidence-based. Yeah, but I'm a more evidence-based doctor.
Okay.
So that's why I'm looking at papers. I'm looking at research. And I know for sure that for now, the only procedure that can really speed up is a real bone corticotomy.
Oh, okay, I can see. Well, speaking about devices, we already mentioned that you have 4 iTeros. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What other devices do you have? I think that you have a Mojo, and by the way, I would like to ask another question here.
Yes.
I think those questions will be connected. We know that the relationship between dental occlusion, muscle activity, and associated jaw movement is very important. Is this something about the Mojo? Okay, let's speak about devices.
Yes, okay, let's speak about devices. As a gadget guy, my clinical director calls me. Yes, I have a Mojo in my clinic. I think I first was introduced something 5 years or 6 years ago on IDS. It took place in Cologne. I really like the idea about recording the function of the jaw, function of the occlusion, and to do it in a simple way, really. So because actually Mojo gives you this opportunity, and you can also once again delegate this part of work to your assistants. It's easier to manage. And also why I choose the Mojo that as iTero has a open file, STL file, so you can easily download it there. And now you can also download the STL file of the bones that you can get from the DICOM. It's easy to do now with all the AI technology. It's superimposed, merged together, and works wonderful. Also, once again, as a educational part for the patient to show them how actually the jaw is functioning, because before this functional recording devices, everything is static. Photos, X-ray, the scan. It's only the static part, but we know that the jaw is functioning, and it's like another linked part to all this static information that we got, that we can make it bring it in movement, and then we can actually analyze what's happening during the chewing, the opening of the jaw, the protruding of the jaw to lateral movements and so on, and then we can get more precise information how we should treat this patient, and maybe there is some problem underlies in that you don't see in only in scan, only in the occlusogram, and I really found it as really helpful in cases, and especially cases with the patient who had a problem with TMJ, and now I use it also to produce some splints, to create splints that are actually customized, individualized, and they are based on the real movements of the patient. So it's now easier to do in the digital world.
Speaking about the TMG, I have a question regarding gnatology and comprehensive treatment. And speaking about comprehensive treatment, I'm not speaking about only switching or adding prosthodontist consultations or hygienists. No, I'm speaking about osteopaths, for example, because what I found is that cranial osteopaths believe that there is an important relationship between osteopathy and dentistry. Conditions affecting the mouth and the teeth can have a very direct effect on the rest of the body. So what do you think about this?
Well, these are interesting questions, really. And as I mentioned before, as an evidence-based doctor. I think that really the key word here is believe. Not prove, but believe. Sure, we can say that everything is associated in our body, but scientifically proven connection between the occlusion and, for example, with TMJ, as I remember, is only about in 20% of the patient where occlusion actually the interference in occlusion can affect TMJ. Then the rest, 80%, are associated with something else. And in my opinion, it really matters the diagnostics of this patient, because there are different conditions that can happen in TMJ. It could be the muscle problem, the occlusion problem, as we mentioned, the discopathy, arthrosis, and I think this actually these conditions are affecting then the way how we treat the patient. And if we misdiagnose it, then actually this treatment it doesn't help the patient. So once again, doctor. Maybe if you ask me if I recommend my patient to go to the osteopath, in my opinion, no, it's not mandatory. But if the patient already are going and it helps them, then it's okay, fine by me. At least if it works and they feel happy and more healthier, it's not a problem for me. But if we talk from the scientific part, yes, it's this connection now is not scientifically approved or proved, and maybe yes, as always, some further studies are needed for that, and maybe later we'll figure out. But for now, nowadays information that I have, then I wouldn't connect that much.
Okay.
And it depends of a lot of conditions that are happening.
Then what is mewing?
Well,
is it something similar?
Another interesting question, you know. So, what can I say? I think that we as individuals, we are always to want to have some footprint on mankind history. And people develop a lot of concepts that they want to prove that it works, and also, once again, from the scientific point of view, there is no there are no scientifically proven studies that can tell you 100% sure that actually it works. So that's why I think I wouldn't give that much comment on that. Okay. But anyway, I'm basing my opinion more on science.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Let's get back to do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts with aligners. What can be replicated and done right from the point of view of a doctor and from the point of view of a patient? Do's and don'ts with aligners.
Well, first of all, the doctor do's. Yeah, when it's possible, in terms of hygiene and life quality, I would recommend to have a treatment with aligners with really responsible patient who's really motivated to do that. Then the second part is the reality of the movement. As we mentioned before, yes, it is very important to really be real and have your feet on the ground with that, and to assess the movements that can be done for now with aligners. If these movements are too difficult or impossible, for example, like with impacted canine, then you should consider some auxiliary devices, and that will work. the don'ts of the doctor. So if you see that the patient is not motivated, don't put him.
Okay.
You can explain the pros and cons of aligners in terms of already mentioned hygiene and maybe the frequencies of appointments.
Exactly.
If you can convince the patient and you can motivate him, then it's okay. But if the patient is not motivated, then I think then it's better to switch to a fixed appliance and to really do your best with that. And then the patient will get his result, but at least he's informed that this treatment with aligner is possible. But if he knows that I won't wear them, I'm not that, like I cannot motivate myself to do it. Then better not, because then you will fail both, the patient and you as a doctor. But later, maybe this patient will tell to anyone else who wants to have a treatment. Well, no, it doesn't work. It didn't work for me. So, yes. But you never will tell the part what led to this.
Okay, so you need to catch this and to make a clear decision on, going with this patient to follow up or no.
So, and for the patient, yes, it's mostly it's a motivation and this protocol, wearing protocol. It's very
protocol
important.
Is 20 to 22 hours per day. 22.
Yeah, 22.
22.
Better.
Okay, I can see from
22
your
better. Yes. Yeah.
22. It's not eating in aligners, right? You cannot eat no hot like coffees, no teas.
Yeah.
What else?
So only recommended. So water.
Yes.
Could be easily. You can easily drink with aligners, but coffee and tea without sugar. It's all about staining on the aligners because they will look horrible afterwards. But in totally no-go, it's like some soft drinks or juices because it contains sugar, acids, and it really will harm your teeth or harm enamel.
Teeth, but not the smart material of the aligners.
No. It's not because basically you change the aligners once per week, once per 10 days.
But the sugar, you're saying that the sugar is staying on the teeth, that it's between the aligner and teeth, and it has a huge and bad impact on the health overall the gums as well.
From my experience, really, I saw the horrible situation when the patient did that. Despite, with all the instructions and the patient informed consent when it's written not to do that, but they still did that, and so mostly teenagers. The rebel.
As you said,
they wanted to prove me wrong, but yes. So the nature does her own way, and I really saw a horrible situation when there was a caries, and after that we needed to actually treat.
Guys, water is better. Water is good. 2-3 liters per day.
Yeah, it's totally okay, and you can drink it with aligners for sure.
Okay, great. So next, do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts with IPR. Now this question is more for your colleagues.
Yes, sure. If you plan an IPR, then according also a lot of studies, doctors are eager to perform less. It's natural. But if you planned it, so actually you need to perform how you planned. But according situation, you need. That's why these appointments sometimes are needed in this really complex cases where a lot of IPR are prescribed. But first of all, on appointment, you need to check the contact. If it's really tight, yes, you should perform it, maybe a little more, just to remove this blockage of the teeth. But if you check with the floss that this contact is,
then it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, maybe yes, you can observe it and do it later if it's needed. But if you plan this huge IPR, and especially in cases with moderate crowding, class 1, you know that if if you don't perform IPR in the frontal region, then you for sure the roots are coming out of the bone envelope and so on, and then you need to do what you have planned. So just keep in mind that if you planned the IPR of, for example, 0.5 millimeters, and you don't perform it, and for example, in both sides, then at least this aligners already shrink to 1 millimeter. So this will provide a negative effect of intrusion of the teeth because it's too small. It's like a small shoe. It acts on the teeth in that way, and then you get this negative effect in the mouth, and you see that the aligner is not fitting, the teeth are intruding, and the patient also complains about some pain. And so, yeah.
And by the way, I have a question regarding a pain. Are there any diseases in which the movement and the treatment, the movement of the teeth will be more painful?
Well, not that I know of, but I didn't have experience with patients who especially say they have a condition as everything is painful. But what I know about the conditions that if the patient is on biophosphonates, for example,
yes, exactly.
Then you should be aware that the teeth won't move in the same speed, and even some teeth won't move at all. Yes, you should be aware of the general conditions. But if we talk about this pain, then the difference between aligners and, for example, fixed appliances is that the aligners, like I'll explain it to the patient also, they have like this impulse of force. That means if you put an aligner in it, so it pushes on the tooth, and then you can experience some painful conditions regarding the tooth movement. But after that, the teeth have moved, there is no force then. But with the fixed appliance, we put a metal alloy. Sure. It will last longer, and it could be painful. But I always warn my patient about it. The teeth movement, it could be associated with some discomfort, with some pain, and it's totally okay.
I can see.
It's normal.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. Look, I would like to ask you one more popular question. In the end, should a doctor extract 8 wisdom teeth and premolars?
Well,
yeah,
it depends. If it's needed to gain space, then yes. And I'm totally okay with that. As an orthodontist with experience, I know that really when extractions are needed, you need to do that. I really remind the paper of Dr. Neil Kravitz. He wrote like a letter to me as a resident, for example, 20 years ago. What would I recommend to do? And one of them, if there is a case when actually extractions are needed, better do that, because the compromise, the compromise sometimes will do more harm in the future than extraction of the teeth. So it is really not only my opinion, but also the evidence of scientific papers that shows us that really this so-called only those proclinodontics. You don't extract the teeth, but you actually don't gain the space for them, and you put them in unstable position. It puts the patient for retainers for whole life, and there's a bigger incidence of relapses and everything else, and then there were problems with the recessions and bone loss and so on. So sometimes, yes, it's needed, and when it's needed, so that's why we do diagnostics.
Great.
That's these measurements and the bone level, and we need to take everything into account.
Look, we are speaking about those papers, those PubMeds, and evidence-based literature. Can you please recommend some lecturers, some speakers who can share the experience, where the doctors can learn and accept new ideas and thoughts?
So, if you talk in general,
Yes.
the doctors. So, or if you want to know more like about aligners,
I think more about maybe biomechanics
Biomechanics
overall,
of-
something that will have a good base
yeah.
for a beginner, and then I'm more into Invisalign, to tell you honestly. I would like to know who do you recommend? Whom do you listen to?
Well, okay, it's like not like an advertisement, but but if we talk about biomechanics and really evidence-based medicine, that now just a couple days ago, German orthodontist Björn Ludwig announced his 50-year anniversary, so he just like closing a little bit his speaker's career, and he announced the course about biomechanics that also I recommended to my residents to just to follow it, and there would be like a couple of lectures, online lectures, really good ones about biomechanics and limitations and so on. But if you talk about aligners, that I really recommend what I think in my opinion are really great online courses is Aligner Intensive Fellowship by Dr. Mazmo Shiri and Jonathan Nicozisis and all the other doctors who are also attend as the lecturers there. And this is one that is really specially based for online course for aligner treatment, and they working with Invisalign, but they really explain good the biomechanics behind the placement of attachments, the case selection, and that what I really like that they have this live forum on it. You can ask them during the course whatever you want, and they will answer you immediately. I don't know how these guys are doing that, but it's really incredible.
So it's not about only watching the videos, learning videos. It's about getting the feedback,
yes,
like asking
also
the questions. Oh, it's good. It's good. Thank you.
And I think that also it was launched 2 or 3 years ago. They also launched for alumni of this course, the CleanCheck Confidential, when they actually, I think, like creating the library of the cases where you can see the cases with Class 2, Division 2, or something like what they have how they can have planned them,
protocol, right?
The whole protocol with whole explanations, and during that they treated the patient, and then you get this final result, and you see how much refinement they need, what was the mistake, what they did. So, and it's really explains a lot. It's like a life library. You can choose whatever conditions or you can expect in your practice, and maybe you can match some information that and get something useful for you too.
No, great. It's great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, and in the end, I would like to ask you about your free time. How do you enjoy your free time?
Oh, now I enjoy it really good. So.
Spending time here in Georgia and getting ready for a lecture. No. How do you spend your time?
That's the part number one. The main part is, yes, I can be proud for myself that I actually fulfilled my childhood dream about flying, and 2 years ago I got my ultralight helicopter license. As like the smallest one, but I'm okay with that, and I really enjoy now flying with a helicopter.
Oh wow, this is good.
This is a good one.
Wow, I can't even imagine. How do you feel yourself? Like wow, and like you relax, or you are focused and you can think in a quiet like mood about some stuff, or you just relaxed. You just enjoy.
As a passenger, you can be relaxed, sure.
But as a pilot,
as a pilot, you need to be aware of everything. So I think that piloting was like my childhood dream, that I always wanted like be a pilot, or if not, then be a medical field, right? Yes. Yeah. So and actually, because I became orthodontist, now I can fulfill this dream.
Wow.
Because it's not that cheap, but
Yes.
if you really,
But it's your dream,
yeah,
come
but
on.
but it's your dream,
It's
yes,
your
and chase your dream. And actually now
You
I'm really excited about it because we're always driving with the car. We're enjoying actually two-dimensional world, but now
You can
with
see
the
like
you enjoy this world three-dimensional, and what I really like about these helicopters is that you can fly in non-congested areas
Oh, yeah.
above 500 feet, and it's a lot to see there because when you're flying with the plane in
Yes.
307th level, yes,
Yeah.
everything is small,
Sure.
and you just enjoy the sky, but then you actually enjoy the environment around you, and it's
No
and-
fear, right?
and-
Now you have no fear. But when you started,
yeah.
some like,
Yeah, so when you get more confidence, then fears go away. But anyway, what I also found about flying, and here I can compare with my orthodontic field, that you should be aware of a lot of things, because if we do some mistakes in the mouth, the nature will sometimes help us. But when you fly, mistakes can lead only to bad things. So
Wow.
that's why be aware. Yeah,
Very
and
nice.
be very. You need to pay a lot of attention to everything what happens around you. So that was actually interesting thing to learn about meteorology. Yes.
okay.
I also have a book about radio telephony, so that I can read during the flight. So about how you actually
interesting.
interact with the tower, with the ground control. You just need to do it once again. You need to repeat it. So because these are the parts that always are pursuing us, even in the medicine, especially this long time learning. Yeah, it's. I think it's very good to repeat the stuff and to learn something new. So this,
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
So that's why this repetitio mater studiorum
Very
est.
nice. Very nice. Dr. Maris,
Yep.
it was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you
Yeah.
for your input today. It was brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Olga. It was a pleasure to me too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Та, ჩვენ დასრულეთ, საკონჩილე.